All right, so this is our assessment of the Cynthia Carroll at Anglo American Case 8. So we first looked at what type of organization Anglo American is. And we would definitely say that the organization operates like a Model 1 organization. And this is because they make the same mistakes over again, and they don't really learn from their mistakes. And moreover, their espoused values differ from the real values as predicted on this next slide.
All right, so we thought, as Maren said, that's a Model 1. It is only a single loop learning, so we have the espoused values, which are focused on zero harm policy and safety as a priority. And yes, perfect. Another value that they have is that they want to remove racial discrimination, but as we can see at the real values, they actually still have a lot of black workers run by mostly white executives. Also, the whole working in mining is a very manly endeavor, so it is quite dangerous, and safety is seen as a formidable challenge. And a quote that we took from the case is that it's not as if you could say publicly anything less than zero harm would be acceptable, regardless if it is achievable or not. Then looking at the learning social behaviors, we have 20 to 25% short of annual milestones for fatalities, injuries, and not all commodities show consistent improvement. And another quote is, no matter how much some people talked about it, there wasn't consistency, there weren't universal standards, and there wasn't a clear objective of safety being number one. Going to the outcomes, we had a problem escalation with an increase in fatalities and an evolution and use of the imperative Fanagalo language, which actually fostered racial segregation and was a one-way communication.
So now we're talking about the assessment after Cynthia Carroll joined the organization, and we still think that the organization is very much based on Model 1. At this point, Carroll is trying to lay out the foundation for a change, but not actual change has happened yet. And what we think is evidence that support that assessment is looking at the mental models, especially that there are different mental models as the various mining business operates independently with no exchange of communication, and the way to take action is completely different, and every mine is a tribe on their own. We also looked a little bit on learning disabilities, which we took out 3. The one is the fixation on events, where they're losing track of the greater picture because they focus on the number of fatalities rather than changing the root of the cause, so the problem within the organization. The parable of the boiled egg, it seems like the workers continue to do their job regardless of the possibility of death, and you could say if they knew that there was a risk of dying that day or get injured, they might not want to do the job. And the 6th, the delusion of learning from experience. Change in behavior does not generate a change in outcome.
So our last slide is the recommendation for further action. Carol already does some things about the series of deaths. She goes around on a 20-day tour to speak with people, to get their observations and ideas. She questions how things are done and addresses the human element, which has been overlooked before. Angelo American was very focused on finance and production targets. She also looks beyond Angelo American and aims to make the mining industry more responsible towards the whole community which the companies operates. And she says that everybody has the right to and expect to go home to their families at the end of the workday. Our recommendations would be that she create a clear strategic vision with the safety of human life as a core value. She should focus on getting the line managers and middle managers engaged. She should introduce or increase safety procedures, align the different minds sites so they can share knowledge and work on becoming a learning organization.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.